Hello, friend. I'm hoping you have a wonderful week, a really, really amazing week. So, today I want to talk to you about something that's really key for bringing people into the kingdom and bringing hope to them. I want to talk about the thinking of belonging and believing. Many times we think somebody needs to believe and then they belong, right? But sometimes people have to belong first till they come to a place of believing. I want to point that out with Jesus and his disciples. Jesus called people, right? Like when he went out there, he picked up fishermen, he picked up all different kind of people, right? Tax collectors and all this kind of stuff. And he asked them to follow him and join him, right? He didn't say, what's your resume? Are you a strong believer in our Jewish faith or whatever? He's like, no, come with me. And then they came, and then they belonged, right? They were part of his group. They were part of who he is, of his life and all the things he was doing. And out of that, they started to get transformed. And out of that, they started to change the world after he passed and was gone, right? It made a huge difference. In our churches, if we think about it, we often invite people to a service, but they don't necessarily want to come to a service, right? They don't necessarily come to a church service necessarily. They want to come and belong somewhere. Because so many people, if you look back, this is San Francisco. Look at those high towers in the back there. See those? Skyscrapers, really high buildings. Thousands of people are living there. And I can tell you, a lot of them are really longing for a place to belong, a place where they can find community, a place where they can connect. They're not necessarily looking for another place where they can be taught or they can hear another message or whatever. They're looking for a place where they can belong in and where they can connect and be a community. All of those people have neighbors, right? There might be even Christians living in those buildings. But those people, they don't necessarily all look for faith. What they're looking for is community. They're looking for a place to belong. And when they belong to a group like believers and people that love Jesus, then they're going to start to change. Then they're going to start to believe, because they're going to realize, wow, what you have is beautiful. And what you have, I want to have. But first, they want to belong. First, they want to see, I'm part of this. And I've experienced it in my own life with people, that tagged along, that were not Christians for a long time, and then over years and years, they started asking questions about God. They saw how my life changed. They saw how I became a different person and how it affected me. But they still belonged into my life. I didn't cut any of them out. They're all part of my life. A lot of my friends today are actually not Christians. Yeah, I have Christian friends too, of course. I have my church, I have my Wyman communion, all those people. But a majority of my friends out there aren't necessarily Christians. But they all feel like they belong. They're still my friends, right? And I'm praying for that one day they're going to find Jesus. I'm praying for that one day they get inspired through my life and see wow, I want to know Jesus. That's what I'm praying for. But again, sometimes belonging comes before they're believing. So I want to encourage you, there's people around you that are looking for a place to belong. They look for a place where they can be home, where they can be connected. People that live in towers like the ones behind me, right there and there and there. All those people. They're looking for a place to belong. So I just want to encourage you. You can give a place to belong. Create community where you're at. Give people what they need. And be a true friend that makes such an impact. And believe comes second. Or it comes first. It can come both ways. But my experience is more belong first and then believe. Think about it. Think about it for your church. Think about it for your community. Think about the way you're approaching people Like, what do you do with your faith? Like, how do you approach? Like, what is your first approach? Is it like, hey, I want to invite you to church? Or is it, hey, I want to invite you into my life. I want you to be part of my life. I want you to be part of who I am. So you can see, like, Jesus is pretty amazing, because he changed my life. I'll tell you, that's a really powerful tool, but we have to change our thinking. We have to change our thinking from first believing and then belong to belong and then believe in the process. Again, both ways work, but today I want to talk about first belonging, because that's what the majority of people today really needs. We have an epidemic of loneliness and isolation in this world, and we have many people that really don't have anywhere where they have a community. And we can bring that community. We as a church can bring it. We can give them a place to belong. Because that's what Jesus did. That's what he taught us, right? And then his greatest command was love your neighbor. That's pretty self-explanatory. Pretty amazing. So I just want to encourage and inspire you today. Be someone that brings people in and gives them a place to belong, and then helps them to believe. Be blessed. Have a wonderful week. And yeah, Jen and I really love you. Have a good time. Bye.